We are 86% complete with this game, and we have just 18 events to go in the Burnout 3 World Tour, but obviously they will not be the last few things we do, because I still have a couple of other things to get whilst I'm at it. But either way, here's our progress in the crash zones, as we have now cleared all 30 crash zones in America, and now we just need to clear the remaining 8 in Europe, and then once we're done with those, we can then finish off in the Far East. So, time now to head over to Europe. We've done all of the race events, so the only thing that remains here would be the crash zones. And we will start with this on Rampage. I should also mention we have unlocked all of the heavyweight vehicles we can unlock from doing the We've unlocked all of the heavyweight vehicles we can unlock from the money milestones that we have from doing this. So 800,000 is the gold target, 400,000 the silver, and 90,000 is the bronze. Okay, let's go. As we are using the four-wheel drive racer, I think, for this one. Come on, avoid it. Okay. Can I get the quadruple? I can get the quadruple. That is good. Let's see how far that gets me. I should have hit the gas tanker, shouldn't I? I don't think this is going to be enough. Yeah, let's see how far we get. I think it's good for a start, but I wouldn't say we're quite there yet. At least I managed to avoid the heartbreaker, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Is it going to be at least 200,000? Oh! 256,000 is how much we got overall. And yep, I think we've got this one first try. With over $1 million in overall damages. So I think that's fair to say we got this one easily, basically. Anyway. That's our first one done. And since I already have a replay recorded in that particular area, I'm going to move on to the next one, because I can. So we're now up to $120 million in damages. As we now have another one to do here at Alpine. Jump the toll. And this one has not been unlocked yet. Anyway, let's move on to this. Jump the toll. I wonder how precisely this one is going to go. Let's wait and find out. And we are driving one of the supercars for this one. And I need to be up in the air in order to get the best overall score. So 800,000 is the gold target, 290,000 is the silver target, and 90,000 is the bronze target. As we are using... I think this is the Super Type 2 that we're using here. I think that's what we're using, anyway. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yep, got the explosion, and into the gas tanker. I think we might have this one now. from what I can tell. Because that is just how much chaos is now ensuing. And there goes the bus, he blows up. The other gas tanker does not blow up. I think we might have caused enough this time. It definitely looks like we're in the 200,000 range. And yep, that proves it. We have successfully made it to the 200,000 marker. And I think that should be the gold, if I'm not mistaken. I'm certainly feeling a cold enough wind to know this. Just moving my USB slot there for a moment. Yeah, I think we've done over $2 million here. Yep, that's right. Just over $2 million in damages. That's probably the most of any crash zone I've done so far. By a long way. That's what me thinks. Anyway, let's move on. So, that now just leaves us with 6 crash zones remaining. And right now, I'd say we're moving along nicely. As we're now up to 124 million. So we have the Vineyard, and we have Riviera. Let's get through Riviera first. Jumping Jam. And if we can beat this, we should unlock some more. That's normally how this whole thing works. However, we still have a few more race events to do in the USA. Once we are done with these, and then that will mark the end of the world tour altogether. So 520,000 is the gold target, and there's everything else. Okay, let's go. As once again, I am driving the custom coupe. I feel like this is now becoming a reoccurring theme, from what I can tell. And yep, okay, that's good. And got the quadruple multiplier as well, so I think we're off to a good start here, from what I can tell. And yep, there is a ton of calamity. I probably should have hit that gas tanker, but I don't think I needed to, because I got 520, because I got the quadruple multiplier, and basically I need just 105,000 in order to be secured the gold. And I think we've done that. And yep, we were driving the custom coupe again. And yep, 609,000. These crash zones are being very contradictory, because with some of them, I'm basically sweeping up almost like I'm having little to no trouble whatsoever, and then other ones, they seem to be more difficult to understand than others, is what me thinks. In other words, it's very contradictory. Because some crash zones are easier than others, but other ones, well, they don't seem to be quite as all-encompassing when it comes to easiness, if that makes any sense. And we are driving the Dominator muscle this time. In Crash O Van. Or Crash or Van. I think it's Crash O Van, anyway. 400,000 the gold target, 265,000 for the silver, and 95,000 for the gold. And yep, we are driving the Dominator muscle. is what me thinks. And can I avoid the Heartbreaker? Yes, I can avoid the Heartbreaker. And I'm hopeful in saying that causes enough calamity. It didn't cause enough calamity, unfortunately. Well, let's see how far that got me. I got the quadruple multiplier, so hopefully that got me somewhere. Hey, we got the gold first try. So apparently I did not need the crash breaker, because I simply caused all the damage for myself. I might as well get my replay here, since I know these are going to be the last few crash zones that I wind up doing here in Europe. And then once we are done with these, we just have to work our way through what remains in Asia. I think I got my thumbnail from that, so hopefully we can manage to walk away with something good. So that's now 4 crash zones that we have done in this episode, and we still have another 4 to go. So we have one to do at Riviera, and another one to do at Winter City, which will also be the final one, Cool for Crash. The 11th and final crash zone here in Winter City, and then we just have to do the rest. And oh my god, we are driving the hot rod. How cool is that? How friggin' cool is that? We are driving the hot rod for this one. So 800,000 is the gold target, 350,000 the silver, and 85,000 is the bronze. As I am getting a burnout while stationary, and through the corner I go, not getting the multiplier because I don't need to, and just like that I go straight into a bus. And yep, that secures me of 2 things at least, and I'd say we're doing okay for now. And getting the crash breaker, there it is, and whoop, there we go. That should pretty easily be the gold by now, because of how much calamity that's just caused. So I'm pretty sure everyone wrecked in the end of that one. I don't think there's going to be any survivors from that, from what I can tell, who got away unscathed. Yep, that confirms it. Alright, that's now 5 crash zones that we have cleared here in Europe, and we still have another 3 to go. Still, it was really cool to know that the car I got to use for the last one in Winter City turned out to be the Hot Rod. I thought that was friggin' amazing, in all honesty. I don't think there was any better way that could have ended. Anyway, have we done all the zones here yet? Oh yeah, we still need Highway to Hell. Okay. Well, I think I know which one that might be. Anyway, let's get through Riviera. And our last one here is Shipwrecked. So I think that means we're going to be ending this off at... Let's end this off at... the vineyard. Because once we're done with this one, we should unlock our last one at Alpine, from what I can tell. Okay, so I need to be all the way over there if I'm going to get this to work. So those are our targets. Let's go and see if we can meet those targets. Because that is what I do. Okay, don't need the boost panel. I don't think that's going to help me. And I barely avoid scraping the Heartbreaker. Okay, that is good. So we are currently in a good position, and I get the double multiplier. So from what I can tell this time, we might have it. If there's enough of a pile up there to get me up to over 200,000, or at least 150,000, then I think we should be there. From what I can tell. And yes, we are. And that really is a pile up. I'd honestly say that toll booth crash was probably the mother of all the pile-ups I've had in this. But either way, doesn't matter. We've done 6 of our 8 remaining crash zones here in Europe. And I will save the game now, so I don't lose anything. And where does that put me in terms of my progression now? We'll have to wait and see. That puts me at 161 events done. So we now have just 2 crash zones remaining. One here, Highway to Hell, and the other one at the Vineyard. And these are the last 2, because we only have 2 to go. And then we're finished in Europe. Let's now go on the Highway to Hell. Living easy, living free. I'm on the highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. Highway to hell. I'm on the highway to hell. AC/DC reference. Anyway, 700,000 is the goal target. Don't need to read the rest. And this time we're using one of the sports cars. This might be trickier. But we'll wait and see what happens. Hopefully I can get somewhere with this, if that's at all possible. I really like it if I could get somewhere. Can I get to the quadruple? Yes! We got it. We got the quadruple. And let's see how much damage that caused on one side. I hope it was enough. We may not have got both sides, but at least I managed to get myself off to a good start, I reckon. Yeah, I think we've got this one, from what I can tell. And got all those, and yep, I think we have it. There we go. Gold first try, using the Sports Type 3. And now we just have one crash zone remaining here in Europe. As we have now done 69 of our 70 events in Europe. Nice. And we have unlocked a crash zone in Asia. So we are now 69 of 70 on the crash zones here in Europe. Nice. Now let's see if we can go beyond nice, as we have just one crash zone remaining at the vineyard. Gate Crasher. And away we go for what should be our final crash zone here in Europe, as well as also being the last event overall in Europe, because our remaining race events take place in America. Look at all those European Union trucks. Anyway, those are our targets. Pretty sure we can get them in the first few attempts. I don't think this is going to be hard. So let's see how we go. All I have to do is just go out there and drive. And yep, okay, got it this time. And can I get the crash breaker? Yes, I can. That's precisely what I wanted to do. And there's another one. And I am in the crops, with no way of getting out. But I don't need to, because the chaos just ensued around me. And there's so much of it that the game itself is literally having a glitching problem because there is so much chaos. But I think we have it this time. Yeah, we got it. I'm absolutely certain we have this one. Yep, and we were driving the Dominator Coupe, so that confirms it. And over $1.3 million in damages, or just over, to send this off. I'd say that was a good send-off spot, I'm not gonna lie. I actually quite like that spot. Anyway, we're done. I'm also pretty sure I did get a thumbnail from earlier on, so it's fine. It's not like I'm really missing anything. Meanwhile, there we go. So that is now the last of our crash events in Europe, as we've now done all of them. So 10 events to go in this game, and 6 of those will be crash events. We're now 90% complete with the game, so we're definitely closing in on the end, but we still need to get all these. And our crash damage total is up to 131 million now. Damn, that is a lot. Anyway. So there it is. All 30 in the USA and all 40 in Europe. Now we just have to get the last 6 in Asia. So, next time on Burnout 3, finishing the Crash Tour.